Welcome to the Nerdiverse. Go ahead, sit and listen to the masters, the old heads, talk about what you love the most. Video games, comics, movies, and everything you need to maintain your week. Got the knowledge that's straight out the ether. Gonna need a drink and have to take a seat to expand your mind and listen to the speaker. Mike and the squad's gonna give you what you need. Please send in a question, come and get some answers, learn a couple lessons from the masters with the special guests. We got the Green Lanterns glowing on their chest. Yes, please sit back and relax, cause we gonna hit you with them stone cold facts. And allow me to be the very first to welcome you to the masters of the Nerdiverse. Welcome to Masters of the Nerdiverse, where we always have such sights to show you. You can always find this bioweapon of a podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, SoundCloud, YouTube, iHeartRadio, and Google Play. I am, of course, your host, Mike G. With me, as always, is our super cool co-host,
Winter Sturdivant. I'm no longer an idiot, am I?
That remains to be seen, my good friend.
All right.
Man, the idiocy. Idiocy is a weird thing, man. It's ever present in us all. You know what I'm saying? You got to just embrace it. And those who think they're above it are bigger idiots, man. It's crazy stuff, dude. Like, what did Einstein say? Which I quote all the time because I'm a damn goofball.
That's what he said.
Yikes. It could have. Oh, you're talking about Edgar Allan Poe. Is that what you're talking about?
I think he also. Einstein did something with a relative. A relative theory.
He did something.
So.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. It's going to be that kind of show.
Yeah. My brain is firing at all cylinders. I just downed a Rockstar Energy drink. Got the code for Destiny that I'm never going to use.
Nice, man. Which I'm never going to use. I remember getting the monster just to get the Assassin's Creed Origins code. And I didn't, because I forgot. And then like a week later, it was free. It was like a random drop in the game. I was like, this is lame, dude. You know, wasted assets on energy drink, you know, back of the, go on this website, get this code. It's the wackest, man. What's your favorite energy drink?
Flavor? Well, I like, if you're talking to high school Winter, you're talking to someone that drank Monster energy drinks, the original, and and I would get, that was back in the day that they still sold those BFC cans, and I would down quantity of 3 of those or something like that, and it was watch what I can do, and I just not even shotgunning it, I just down the hatch, control my breathing, drink the whole can, and then people look at me like I'm about to die. I'm like, what are you talking about? My nose starts bleeding. Yeah.
I did that one. In college, I would go to like comic book club and I would show up and I would get the 4-pack of Rockstars. Remember, they used to sell them in that weird 4-can pack. And I would get it with my meal and I would just sit it next to me. He was like, oh, who are those for? Like, those are for me.
In your comic book components.
Yeah, man, this is how I stay sharp. So I would down all 4 during the show, and one of the people were looking at me like I was just gonna have a heart attack, like right there, dude. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm paying for it now because I can't drink that stuff anymore like that. I start to implode into myself and have an altered states moment.
Yeah, like I don't drink them that much anymore myself, but this week needed it.
I feel that, man. You ever seen Altered States, Winter?
With the guy that beat up his wife. What's his name?
He plays Thunderbolt Ross in these Avengers movies now.
I think it starts with William Hurt. Billy Hurt.
Yeah. Billy Hurt. He puts himself in a deprivation chamber and just becomes the next form of human evolution.
Yes, this was like the end of the propaganda movie era. It started off with Reefer Madness, and then it ended with Altered States.
The true end of the propaganda movie madness thing was Altered States, because it's like, oh, you want to be trippy? You're going to trip yourself into the next dimension.
You're going to become a caveman.
Oh my god!
Be a caveman.
Yeah, it was like watching Akira, dude. He became a caveman and was like running through a college hall. Yeah. And some dude was like, hey, what are you doing? And he just rushed the dude.
All you nerds out there, Google search Akira. I almost said Acura. Look that up, too.
Right either way. Nice car. It's a nice, affordable vehicle for the family and friend. Yeah. If you're listening to this podcast and you've never watched Akira, then you need to do that. There's many ways to watch it for free.
I'll go check
Akira
it out.
It's probably top 5. It's the Mount Rushmore of anime movies. It's up there.
Okay.
It's like Princess Mononoke and
you're talking the Wes Anderson Mount Rushmore?
No, the the top 4 animes of all time.
Oh, okay.
Mount Rushmore. Wes Anderson has his own Mount Rushmore of weird things.
Yeah. Do you think Wes Anderson's racist? Here's a hot topic. Do you think Wes Anderson's racist?
I don't know the man personally. I just don't see a lot of color in his movies. I'll say that.
And that's where the conversation should end. I don't know the man personally. All his movies don't have a lot of color in it. That's
it. Just leave it at that, man. Did you have a colorful week by any chance?
Oh yeah. So I own an Xbox and I play Rocket League, and I used to have a gamer tag picture of myself, and Rocket League is a little salty. I had 3 games in a row where talking trash to me, which I could handle. I take it back and I go, "Good for you," or "You need Jesus," sort of thing.
Wow!
And then they go, "I hope you die so that we can sell your fat body to starving African kids," sort of thing.
Oh wow!
And I'm like, okay, you're reported. And then they called me the N-word, and I'm like, oh geez. So the third guy, though, it was like he scored 1 goal and he typed something, and then I scored several goals and I kept typing in what he typed as like to mock him, and then he goes 1v1, let's do it. And I go, no, I got better things to do, like winning games. And then he goes, oh, you're not good enough for me? I'm like, sorry. While you were saying that, I was winning another game. And then he goes like, he then goes into the Xbox messaging. So outside of Rocket League, he goes, wait a second. He goes, you're obese. You better cut down on those cheeseburgers or you won't fit into your priest garments. What does that mean? That means that he like searched my name and found my like personal Instagram.
What?
Yeah.
That's weird.
He looked up my Xbox tag, and then he went like, you should hit the gym in the town that I live in. There's several gyms for you there. He named the town specifically of where I lived.
Wow.
And then I typed, "Are you my first fan?" in the messages.
Damn.
And then he goes, "Yeah, and I'm guessing this isn't the first time you've gotten this actually, because you have a very growing podcast." I go, "Yeah, check it out. You check out Masters of the Nerdiverse and Wisecast for all your needs." And he goes, "Okay, I'll check it out tomorrow. Thanks."
Oh shit!
And that's how the conversation ended.
Fuck.
Yeah. So it went from him like kind of like doxing, would we use the term?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it ended with a fan of the show.
He's like, it sounds like you have a very growing podcast. Like, yeah, you should check us out. He's like, I will. Thank you. You know what I found? I found that once, like playing online, like especially like in fighting games, it gets so toxic where people are like, "Oh, you're turtling," or "Oh, you're spamming, yada yada yada. You're a scrub, whoop de whoop." And I always come back with quotes from other fighting games. And I'm just like, I was like, I was like, I'll be like, and the soul still burns. And he'll be like, what is wrong with you? I'd be like, I'll see you in the field of victory. And he's just like, all right. And then like an hour later, he'll send me like a friend request. Like, I don't want to know you, dog. You know, like,
can we be friends?
Yeah, it's like you should be learning from this moment. I try to be as positive as possible with toxic people because it makes it worse. It makes them so bad when you're not giving it back to them.
Right.
You're just like, this was a fine victory. I think with time, you'll be able to surpass me. And it becomes like an anime moment. And then they're just like, I want to be your friend now. I was like, no, you can't. You can only see me on the battlefield. You know what I'm saying? That's the only place you can find me, man. But yeah, put the universe out there, man. I don't care what reasons they listen. I just want them to listen. If he wants to do it to be salty, that's fine, man. Hopefully he listens to this episode and knows that he is the catalyst, man. You know, you're the catalyst of making this a better podcast, dude. So
I do what I can.
Make more people salty and rock you late. I'm very proud of you, my good sir. You're doing God's work here, man.
Right.
You're spreading the good word, as it were.
Yeah, so
So what else did you do this week, Winter?
I watched Looming Tower. That's a show on Hulu. It's a Hulu original. It stars Jeff Daniels and something Skarsgård. And it's pretty much like the precursor to 9/11. I love those type of shows, those like thriller, political intrigue sort of things. And it was very great. It was great. Like you don't see Jeff Daniels play such a straight man that much, and it's like he can do anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I love when comedians do serious roles because it puts a different spin on how you see them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, mentioned it before, but Vince Vaughn in Brawl and Cell Block 99 is just can't see the guy the same way. He's just a monster in that movie. You know what I mean? That's pretty dope.
I'm trying to convince my parents to see that, but my mom doesn't like those type of movies. She didn't like Bone Tomahawk.
Where it's like, look.
Yeah.
Bone Tomahawk is rough, dude. That's a rough ass movie, dude. Oh, you know what's funny is that Bone Tomahawk and Cell Block 99 almost have the exact same beats in their story progression. I guess it's the same directors, but it's almost weird. It's not like the movie. You can watch both the movies at the same time, and they'll both end at the same time, and the climaxes will happen at the same time. And they both have really wacky endings that don't fit the rest of the movie.
Right.
Like they're good movies, right? It's just their endings are really weird and very just. It goes from 0 to 100. You know what I mean? It's really crazy. Really crazy. Oh,
but how was your week?
This week, dude? Oh, man, Segway. Not the little two-armed bike. Two-armed, so lame. I didn't do anything this week, man. I watched Netflix's Lost in Space. I want to talk about that for a second. I didn't finish it. I just watched maybe like 3 episodes, 4 episodes, because I had to do something. Nah, it's good, actually. It's weirdly good. And because I like Lost in Space. I like the old show when I was a kid, and I find the 90s movie weirdly entertaining with a weird space spider baby having Gary Oldman.
And is William Blady in that? Or William Hurt?
William Hurt's. Yeah, William Hurt's in that too, funny enough. And with this remake, it's like trying to make a remake, or it's like trying to make a serious remake of Gilligan's Island. You know what I mean? Like kind of what Lost was in a weird way. You know, it's like, how do you take an idea, a premise that was always so campy and wacky and make it serious? And they kind of pull it off because it doesn't take itself too seriously at times, but it's never.
I would like that to be a series of shows, though. I would like that to be a series of shows where it's like Gilligan's Island, only serious, or like
that's called it,
or like Three's Company, only it's like a drama. Yeah,
like Mr. Ed. It's like a crime drama.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Green Acres. But no, man, like I want I Love Lucy to be like a psychological thriller.
Yeah,
Green Acres of the Tormented. But no, man.
Well, if you think about I Love Lucy, no, we're staying on this. So, yeah, I Love Lucy could be like if they just do like the behind the scenes, the real behind the scenes. It could be a psychological thriller if you think about it. All right, we're done with that.
They were horrible people.
Yeah,
except for the only like redeemable human being out of the four was Ethel. You know what I mean? Lucy was really spiteful and racist, and Ricky was had his head up his ass, kind of racist. I don't even want to go into Fred. Fred was crazy, and like Ethel was just quiet. Like I don't want to shake the boat. You know, I don't want to rock the boat. Kind of. I'm just going to do my thing and deal with these people. Like having there used to be a behind the scenes like on the Lifetime channel of that, where different actors played them, and like behind the scenes, it was really depressing and sad. Like how those people like hated each other. But anywho, what was I saying? Yeah, Lost in Space does a lot of things right in regards to its approach. Like with the robot, there's the Danger robot, it's in Danger robot, and for the most part, it's practical effects, which I love. It's an actual dude in a suit, you know, which it looks fake, don't get me wrong, but it looks realer than a CGI robot bouncing around the movie, because we're just not there yet, unless it's like Infinity War level graphics or whatever. But the characters are cool and mix it up a little bit. I'm looking forward to finishing it. It's just shows like that have a hard time keeping my attention because it's not too crazy. It's not like, you know, Mindhunter or, you know, it's not and unfortunately I'm a fanboy. It's not a Marvel thing. So I don't feel obligated to watch it. You know what I mean? Like I feel obligated to watch, like I didn't want to watch Jessica Jones season 2. Like I really didn't, but I felt obligated to watch it just so I don't get spoiled on it, you know?
Yeah. Or you can be like me.
It's such a weird feeling.
Just ignore all Marvel and DC stuff, except for The Punisher, and join the rest of us nerds. Can't do that?
I refuse. I refuse to abandon my comic book brethren. We're in this together through thick and thin.
All right.
Other than that, the other thing I did this week, and which is part of the news, it'll be a good segue, is I played Monster Hunter. Yay! He's going to talk more about Monster Hunter.
This has been the Monster Hunter podcast.
This is the Monster Hunter Power Hour. It's like, what? No, man, I was totally out. I was out of Monster Hunter. I was kind of done last week, bored with the game. And the moment they knew it, Capcom dropped a new raid, a 16-player, 4-person squadron each, super raid to fight a giant treasure monster that spits gold. Its name is Kuth Teroth. Sounds like something from Lord of the Rings. And it's fun as hell, and I'm back in. I'm super back in, and I don't know what to do with my life right now. It's just play that, and I'll get to what else I want to do this week, but that'll be it toward the end. But they released a new level, which is kind of a level built around the creature, and it's this giant treasure dragon that's whole body is covered in liquid metal, hot, like molten hot gold. And you and an entire squadron of people have to coordinate to get enough pieces off of it to make stuff, make new armors, make new weapons, things like that. And I was able to play a little bit last night because it just came out last night to date the podcast. But it was fun. It was fun rolling with people, kind of learning the monster's traits, old school reasons why you play Monster Hunter. And
I've learned the monster's traits.
I've learned its sequences. I could smell its fear. I could smell it. I could taste its ambitions. But no,
so are you pretty much the guy from Jurassic Park?
Yes,
it's like I'm clever
the guy from
girl.
Shooter. Clever girl. That happened to me once, man. I was because what happens is in this game, other monsters can interfere in your fight randomly, and I was like about to do the killing blow on this monster I was supposed to hunt, and a freaking Anjanath, which is like of their version of a T-Rex, just bull rushes me from the corner. I wasn't paying attention. And it was a clever girl moment where I was like, "You cheeky bastard!" And it killed me, and I was like, I'm not happy right now." But yeah, I'm pretty much when I play, I'm a complete maniac. I just scream "clever girl" and shoot her. And we have to use my gun.
Did anyone hear you?
Did I pull my gun?
Or is it just you?
Yes. No, my roommate knocks on my door sometimes and tells me to shut up because I get too into it, especially if it's a hype fight. And the problem is I'll play speed metal while I'm playing, and it just gets me way too overstimulated. I gotta calm down after I play. For those
you gotta listen to
this
ska
is band
while
called
you're
Ghost. It's funny. Either I'll listen to like real chill kind of like trip hop while I play, like Minds Designed or Portishead or Thievery Corporation, or I'm listening to like Ghost or Pantera or crazy super metal Demic Bigger. Those guys don't know nothing about that. Or Slayer, and I just get way too.
Here's another hot take for you. Do you think that Pantera is racist?
Yes.
Moving on.
But I try to separate. I try to separate the art from the artist.
No,
I don't know.
This is a new game that we're playing where you just have to say whether they are or aren't racist. There's no explaining yourself.
There's no qualifying explanation. Okay, fair enough. Yes, I have a strong feeling those dudes do not get an invite to the barbecue, unfortunately.
Okay.
Jeez Louise. But yeah, Monster Hunter's a blast. And to start the news, there's a new raid that happened this week, and it's a blast. And if you play Monster Hunter, I want to start an MOTN squad, but we'll see. I have to put my toe in the water and gauge the interest for that. Since we just went ahead and started the news, you ready to roll into some other things, Winter?
Yes, I am.
You ready?
Let's do this.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Cool. I'm just going to jump into this one. The King of Kong has been dethroned. Billy Mitchell's record for Donkey Kong has been stricken from all books and tablets from Twin Galaxies. He cheated, y'all.
What?
You know anything about this?
Like,
man?
I heard about this like a month ago that he some people think he cheated. I'm like, no one cheats in video games. It's like, except for this guy.
But it's official now. It's, Twin Galaxies, the guys who like policed this stuff, have stricken all of his records from all of the world record books, and he's not too happy about it. Obviously, Billy Mitchell,
he was making
pretty much
so
the villain
much
of
money
King of
off
Kong.
of this. Yeah.
It's funny, it's because the records they had back then have been ultra beaten by other people. Like, it doesn't even matter at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, their record that they were holding on to has already been squashed by other humans. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but the guy's like, my legacy is destroyed. This is all I had. And now I have to fight tooth and nail to keep it active. And I'm just like, bro, like, I get it, but you cheated, man. Like, what do you were playing on an emulator, which is against the rules. You stole fizzy lifting drinks. You lose. Good day, sir. He's banished from the Nerdiverse.
Is that your best Gene Wilder impersonation? Or
no, I would have to get louder to do my best to Gene Wilder. That's kind of like my mid-tier chill Mike Gene Wilder. God bless his soul. Yeah. Speaking of people who did a hell of an impersonation, just want to take a second to honor the memory of
Barbara
actor
Bush.
Arlie Arnie.
Oh.
That too. She passed this week too. But Arlie Emery, he played the drill sergeant in Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
He was like, I didn't know they stacked bullshit that high. That guy, he was in Toy Story. He's a funny story because like when Stanley Kubrick was directing Full Metal Jacket, he couldn't find an actor to do it right, like to really dig into the drill sergeant kind of in your face motif. So the dude just got a real drill sergeant. He's just like, will you just say these lines or just ad lib this is the situation and act like you're really about to break down some new cadets. And R. Lee was like, I'm down, dude, let's do it. And he was so good that he built a career off being like a hard ass. You know what I mean? He was in a ton of weird spots, you know? He had a really interesting career. You know,
I liked his History
My
Channel
favorite
show.
was when he was the. Oh, he had a History Channel show? I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, it was him. Like, I think he had the one that was just about guns. They're like, well, this is an M16.
When do we get the freaking guns?
And my mom hated his voice. So I was like, we got to watch something else. I don't like this guy.
Yeah, we just got to turn this guy off, man. That's funny. This is my rifle. This is my gun. This is for fighting. This is for fun kind of stuff, man. Yeah, Arnie, he will be missed, man. My favorite role for him was in Texas Chainsaw Massacre where he played the freaking evil sheriff. That shit was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
That's a crazy remake. Oh, my God. That's one of the better remakes, man, with Jennifer Biel and shit. It's a crazy-ass movie, dude. Oh, man. Yeah, man. Speaking of crazy movie moves, there's been a new Terminator announced. I love Terminator so much. If you follow Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which most of you probably don't, because that show is so up and down. The guy who played their Ghost Rider, Gabriel Luna, has been targeted as the new T-800 or T-1000 or whatever they're going to do with Terminator. And it's not a remake. It's kind of like a weird Jurassic World type reboot, revision, but continuation kind of thing that they're going to be doing, which is hot in Hollywood now. And I'm like, whatever. It's news. It's fine. I'm so burnt out on Terminator that they would have to do something really different and weird for it to really catch my eye. You know what I'm saying? So, what's your history with Terminator, man?
Like the Terminator's a girl.
That already happened, and it was weird. It was the Sarah Connor Chronicles, and apparently they canceled it too early, which I don't know. I didn't watch it, but then again, I didn't watch a lot of Fox content,
right?
Because you can't get attached to Fox content because they cancel everything. So it's like, why watch it? Because it's just going to get canceled no matter how good it is. You know what I mean? There's a new character that came out to Street Fighter V named Falk. Just bring that up for my fighting game heads. She looks very weird. She is a clone of another character in the game. She just looks like Elsa from Frozen. Let it go. Play her if you want. I'm not really interested. I have Blanca, so my Street Fighter fix is already done. Apparently, there's a new BioShock game in the works. I guess. I thought their franchise was good, man. Let's freaking go. Okay, question for you. Hot take. Is BioShock racist?
You got me there. No.
No? Did you play Infinite?
No, I did not play Infinite. I played the commercials in my head about 100 times because I thought the commercials were
cool as hell, but there was some pretty dicey stuff in Infinite, man. It was like, ooh, wee. But yeah, apparently there's some top secret BioShock game being made. I don't know if it's 3. I want to hope it's 3 because fingers crossed for a true sequel, but if it's like an offshoot, like BioShock Retribution, I'm just like, whatever, man. I'm over it. Like, no, I need a numbered sequel at this point, or just call it BioShock.
BioShock Infinite 2.
Oh my god! Can you imagine? No.
BioShock. Yeah, Infinite. .2.
It's BioShock Infinite, and then the E turns into a Y just because BioShock Infinity. It's like, what is this?
Yeah. Instead of in the air or in the water, We're in the sewage
just
system.
on land. We're in the mountains.
Yeah.
What a piece of shit. I hope it's good, man. BioShock was one of my favorite games because it was so different and so scary. It was like a horror game with a pulse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was fun and it was like exhilarating.
So you liked playing a Big Daddy in a game?
Is this a trick question? Yes. This is another way I'm just going to say yes. I like to drill things really hard.
All right. You took it to a level that I wasn't going to.
You know what? That's my job. Good.
That's why we're different people.
Don't you love it? All the weird corners of the nerdiverse. Oh man! Speaking of multiple levels.
Yeah. So, do you think Michael Richards is racist? Oh,
I think Michael Richards is weird, and he's Michael Richards is that guy where if you tease him, he will say anything it takes to try to make you upset, even racist shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's that guy where
that's actually exactly what he said.
Yeah, like
almost identical to his reasoning.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not racist. Just that when someone tries to clown me, I'm going to say whatever it takes to get under your skin. And if that happens to be racist, like slurs, then so be it. I'm like, what? Dude, you can't just do that, man. Out of control, man. Oh, man. Shenmue 1 and Shenmue 2 are being remastered. Yay. To the PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
And Xbox.
And Xbox One. The first one. No. Don't get these games. Because Shenmue 1 and 2 are some of the...
Unless you're a hipster.
Unless you're a hipster, man. Like, Shenmue 1 and 2 are some of the most disappointing games in history because it's like it was one of the first like life simulators with a little bit of kung fu in it. It's not fun, man. But I do respect people who like it because it's classic and it was on Dreamcast. And for some people, if you talk bad about Dreamcast, you'll just get your throat slit. Other than that, the other news that I wanted to bring up was actually Xbox One X1 just announced a buttload of backwards compatible games and possibly have given me a reason to buy an Xbox again because it is going. They've done it. All it took was a game that I loved as a kid, and they brought it back. So, KOTOR 2 is going to be one of the backwards compatible games on the Xbox One, and that's all I really care about because I've been trying to find a legal way to play this game for the last 2 years without legit buying an Xbox original and just getting the game and plugging it into my TV, which I don't want to do. And it's like the port could be crap, but I just want to play the game, and I don't want to buy a PC to play this game because that would be a big waste of money. Not to say that buying a $500 Xbox One 4K output just to play KOTOR 2 is a waste of money. I've given a reason now. Like, I have my reasons now. Thank goodness. Thank you, Xbox, for doing something right. If this would have came out on the PS4, I wouldn't be buying an Xbox One. Damn it.
You're welcome.
You know, so maybe I can play with you on Sea of Thieves now. And when we stream, we can be pirate buddies. And what? Anyway, other games that are coming out on the backwards compatibility side is Elder Scrolls Morrowind, if you're into that. Jade Empire, which I'm really excited for. I believe a bunch of Star Wars games like Boba Fett and Republic Commando. I think a Panzer Dragoon is coming out, being re-released. So I'm like,
Battlefront 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. All backwards compatible on the Xbox One X 360. So you finally got my money, Xbox. I'm gonna buy one for an old-ass game that's unplayable anywhere else but on PC. You bastards. You tricked me. You damn tricked me. All right, let's get into some emails, or some questions, rather. You ready to answer some questions there, Winter?
Yes, I will try to answer them. I'm looking at question 1. Yes, I will try to answer them.
You better try to answer them. And if you want to ask us a question or just send us goodwill or ill will, like you're Rocket League troll, he probably already has our email and hacked all of our accounts. You will send that to mastersofthenerdiversecast@gmail.com. That is mastersofthenerdiversecast@gmail.com. That's weird that he hunted you down in Facebook, dude. .com. And then ended up befriending you. He was like, "You're an all right guy." Like, what?
Well, I was figuring that was just a ploy that he was actually going to record our podcast to like iTunes or something like that.
I haven't seen anything on my end. So fingers crossed, man. We don't get flamed by some random dude. I've heard some Yelp stories where a guy literally gave a business like a 1-point rating every day for like 2 years. Like, he was so bad at this company that he literally dropped their Yelp rating from like a 5 to like a 3.5. Just him over the course of like 2 years.
So dumb.
Crazy stuff, man.
Yeah.
All right. First question. Is there a TV show that can be on any channel or anime, cartoon, that you believe peaked too soon?
Interesting question. I thought it just I read it like multiple times, and I thought it just said, "Have you ever seen an anime that peaked too soon for you?" I'm like, I have no clue what's going to happen. But for a show, yeah, I would say I think X-Files peaked too soon.
Interesting.
Comparing it to like how long it stayed going.
Right.
Yeah, that it kind of peaked season 5 or 6, or like it still had like 3 seasons to go.
It's one of those shows that literally kept going because the money was there and they didn't know to do it right and just end it. You know what I mean? Once the conspiracy was solved, it was done. You know what I mean? It's kind of that's a show that definitely kind of peaked because I remember X-Files was so big back in the day, man. Remember how crazy everybody was about that show? Man, and for good reason. X-Files is a classic. It's one of those shows that really petered off. You know what I mean? Like, even with these revival episodes, they're not as good as the originals. You know, the original 3.
I didn't finish watching.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the original 3-4 seasons, the first 3 seasons were perfect to me. Like, it was awesome. But then it petered out, man. Like,
but there's another show that I would also recommend, and this might show a little bit of the girly side that I have, but it is Scandal, written by Shonda Rhimes, famous for Grey's Anatomy and other crap. So Scandal, this is the final season. This is season 7 or 8, and it really should have either kept going, or it should have stopped season 5.
It's one of those.
Or like the season, But it's like Shonda has to get the last word out, and she likes to rip stuff from the news. So there's a lot of like stuff about, well, the president said this in the Oval Office, and what are we supposed to do? Yeah, and I kind of hate a lot of those shows, but she does it in a way that makes it like.
You know, it's funny, like shows like Law and Order and what is it, Criminal Minds and stuff like that, where they rip from the headlines. It's a double-edged sword. You really got to pick and choose your battles, because sometimes you'll make a show that's too real and people kind of gnash against it. You know what I mean? Like, there were some Law and Order episodes that were just nuts because it was real, you know?
Right. Oh, but the thing about Law and Order, and I praise like Dick Wolf and the directors for doing this,
best name ever, by the way,
that there's and by the way, he's in like so many shows that you like. This guy must be living in a bed stuffed with money. Like, before I even go to Law and Order, he started off in Miami Vice. Okay, that's some change coming his way. Then he got started in Homicide. That show Homicide that lasted like a couple of seasons, and that gave him some money. And then he then he also did Law and Order. Wait, I messed up. Maybe he was just executive producer for that. But then he had Law and Order. Yeah, he had Law and Order for all those shows, with that money coming in, and he's also connected to the Chicago shows, I think.
Dick Wolf, man.
And he's like, how? Yeah, it's like, I mean, it's not like he has to, like, maybe I should come up with a new idea.
No,
it's like it's all the same.
It's all crime procedurals, man. Just keep. All you need is new actors in new locations, man. Just all you have to do, get the money.
Right, but Law and Order did what I was talking about was that they had such a large cast, I would say, and so many people coming in and out that they were able to express different views, different stuff going on. Like, particularly when there ever was like a race involved, that was something interesting.
Law and Order is like the Doctor Who of crime procedurals. Like, people grew up in different eras of Law and Order. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of crazy. Yeah. Like, that show lasted for so damn long, you know, and different generations of Law and Order casts would come in.
Right.
And I loved Law and Order as a kid because my mom used to watch it a lot. You know what I mean? And I love like Jack Briscoe and all those guys and all the African American, I forget her name, but she was like the police chief. She was so good.
Right.
And people of color were so well represented in that show for the most part. Sometimes it was kind of funky, especially when, you know, like every other crackhead's like a minority. But anyway, the show was very interesting in its takes on modern kind of political atmospheres and social tensions.
Now, are you a Law or an Order man?
I like Law only because Judge Dredd likes Law. Law.
Are you Law or an Order?
I am the law.
Okay.
My show that peaked too soon was Heroes. Remember Heroes? Oh, that show was so good until it wasn't. That show peaked so hard that by season 2 it broke. You know what I mean? Like, it broke at season 2. Yeah.
It had the J.J. Abrams problem. Yeah, the problem.
It couldn't live up to a hype of a second season. It couldn't live up to the hype of the season finale, right? It's crazy.
Well, I think, hold on there.
Season 2 was lame,
season 1, season 2. It's when they added it's like when they added season 3, which was like, here's the different future of another future that we need to go.
Save the cheerleader, save the world.
Kill the blonde girl. Okay.
And when I saw it, I was like, oh man, it's like live action X-Men. This is like X-Men, dude. It's going to be cool.
Live action wasn't X-Men already in theaters?
No, but it was like an X-Men TV show. It was a live action X-Men TV show. And Claire was Wolverine and Peter Petrelli was freaking Rogue, and it was cool. And I remember being so amped. And then they started doing all the bad comic book tropes that people hate. Oh, let's let the most powerful guy in the show lose his memory. He doesn't know how to use his powers anymore. Let's abandon Hiro Nakamura, like the second most powerful guy in the show, in feudal Japan, where he's off the chessboard. You know what I mean? He has his own. He had his own filler arc.
Right. That's when you dedicate like a whole episode to like a individual character's story arc. That's a hit and miss for me, to be honest with you.
Soured so fast, and it's so sad because it was so good, and that's the show that definitely peaked way too early. Like, it was getting too much hype, and it just, there's nothing they could have done other than write stuff that's been written 100 times. Because I was so mad. I was like, what do you mean he's stuck in Ireland? He doesn't know how to use his powers. That's lame. What do you mean Sylar is his brother? That's so lazy. What do you mean his dad just took his powers? Like, there's just so many bad tropes that I hate. I hate with an all-consuming passion.
Now, didn't they do like a mini-series?
Yeah, they tried to bring it back. And they did this weird kind of mini-series where it was only like Claire and her son, Makai, who I hated. He was weird. And it was only lasted for like 3 episodes. It was whack. It was kind of garbage. Oh, man. That show was so frustrating, dude. Anywho, is there something that a lot of people what's a thing that is really people enjoy a lot, the majority of people enjoy, that you find really boring?
There's something other people seem to really enjoy and that you find boring or don't like.
Yeah.
I find talking about anime very boring.
You're killing me, man. That's like 85% of what I talk about, man. No, just kidding.
Take the hint.
Never. I would not subtract anime from this podcast. In fact, I'm going to double down.
Or it's like people talk about fighting game. I'm just kidding.
You're causing trouble, my good sir.
I don't know. It's just stuff like if it's it's just some games people get what. Oh, here it is. Game strategy. If people talk about game strategy too much, my mind like, all right. So if you position your guy over here, and then we'll create a kill zone. I'm like, shut up, dude. Go home. You're
drunk.
You're a tryhard.
You mean MMO bullshit where it's like, all right, guys, this is how it's gonna do. I want you to off tank the ads, and while you're doing that, I'm gonna pull the monster to the east side. And it's like the Leroy Jenkins syndrome, where it's like, everybody in Warcraft are taking 10 minutes to game plan the monster, and you've lost interest and lost attention. You just Leroy Jenkins into the fight and wreck everyone. Yeah.
The best example of this would be Destiny raids. I get so pissed off at the end of Destiny raids. Like, if you talk to anyone that I've been in, like, they can hear it in my voice. I'm like, come on. Like, I turn into Mr. Hyde. Yeah. Or like, I remember the best blow up that I had, those other ones, was where we were doing a Destiny 1 raid, and the guy was like, oh, I just did this, like, last year. And it was, like, February. And he's, like, bringing us through it all, but he kept going, wait a minute, which way am I supposed to go? I'm like, and then I kept going, well, you just told us that you did this, so it should be easy for you. And he's like, don't give me that attitude. I know where I'm going. And then we finally get to the spot, and then he finally goes, you know what? I think they changed some things in the recent update. And I'm like, oh, yeah? Well, I said, like, I'm going to change my fist into a middle finger right in front of you.
I'm going to mid-game patch my middle finger at your face.
I just left the group, and now we're still friends. Shout out to Brandon, a.k.a. Brandy.
Brandy, man, you need to get it together, dog. No, all love. But yeah, that's one of the most frustrating things, because you never want to be that guy to tell someone how to play the game. And it's a really slippery slope. Like if you're playing, let's say, a big raid, and if one guy dies, especially an important person, like let's say a healer, if the healer does not know how to play healer in this situation, and you keep wiping, then you kind of want to be like, look, man, I don't want to tell you how to do your thing, but maybe you should stop attacking and start healing the team. Or you try to tell me how to play. This is how I role play. I'm an aggressive healer. Like, you're not, but no, you're just aggressive. You're not healing anything. No, man, you're a tryhard. Get out of here. Who is this guy? Why is he talking to me like this? Because you're wiping the whole team.
Right.
Like, we want to win. We want to get this over with so I can sub out this game with you because you're not listening. And it's like, it's so hard not to cross that line to tell people how to play versus to give them constructive criticism, because they're making it worse for everyone. You know what I mean? And if you don't want to play a game that puts you in that situation, then don't play the game. Right? Like, it's like, if I'm a tank and I'm not tanking right, if a veteran tank told me like, yo, man, you should try to use this, it'll help, it would kind of sting a little bit because my pride is hit, but I'm going to listen I'm going to try to listen because the guy obviously knows what he's talking about. But at the same time, if he came at me, it's all about attitude. If he came at me kind of south, like, oh man, get it together, pleb, get it together, scrub, I'd be like, you know what, I'm out of here, man. I didn't sign up for this, that's multiplayer gaming in general. That's why I like fighting games, because no one's going to coach me on how I lost but me. You know what I mean? You're responsible for all your victories and all your losses. But if you play something like Final Fantasy 14 or Destiny or Warframe, you know what I'm saying, then it has to be some kind of team dynamic. You know what I'm saying? It's a weird thing. So I feel your pain. Oh, The worst is black mages who don't know how to swap out their fire and ice. Don't get me started on that. It's just real easy. It's part of the mechanic. Anywho, last question. Is there any type of game that you wish you were good at that you just can't play? You like watching it, but you're just not any good at it.
I would really like to be a pro Magic player.
That's expensive, man. That's an expensive hobby, dude.
Exactly. That's why I'm bad at it. I don't have any money.
Oh, that would be nice. I was in Magic for a while, but I was playing I was playing like the digital version, and I wanted to graduate to physical cards. And I went to my comic book store, and I talked to Jeff, and Jeff was like, "Look, man, you don't want to enter this world, dog. Like, it's very, very expensive, dude. Like."
Well, it depends. Like I would say that even though I'm bad at it, I would still have fun in I think it's called like sealed tournaments, where they give you like a booster pack.
Play with what you got.
They give you a few, like 10 booster packs, and you make a deck out of it. And I think that those are fun because there's no money involved. It's just luck and strategy. But I think also... Yeah, I don't know. I would maybe poker would be another game.
Like part of me wishes I was better at sports games. I don't know why. Like maybe like Madden. I have fun with Madden sometimes. It's not something I play all the time, but it irritates me when some 4-year-old is screaming at me and griefing me online, and he's running the same play over and over, and I can't stop it because I just don't know how. Right. It's like, I don't want to, and I'm the type of person where if I get bodied, I'll just practice the game for a year and then come back. I get so like competitive, and having like a 10-year-old cuss me out and call me a scrub in Madden is probably one of the most demeaning things that had ever happened to me in my life. It was like, I can't play this game online. I can't play it at all. I'm just not going to be bothered with it. But like sports games, like I wish I was better at race car games because like I used to love Gran Turismo as a kid until I just kept losing. Not getting the fastest laps and all that. It was very frustrating. And like you said, poker. But poker's a mind game, though. It's not even about the cards at some point. You know what I mean? And when the cards stop being, like high-level poker, the cards stop being a factor. You know what I mean? You're just playing the man, psyching everybody out. That's what I love about poker. It's super dope. Like I used to watch the celebrity poker, at late night celebrity poker with like Jennifer Tilly and all those cats. And it was so fascinating, like with their poker faces and like just how they approach the game. And like after a while, it was like, these cards don't matter. It's just you play the person, you know? And if you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them, bro. Oh, man. That's pretty dope, though. Did I answer the second question or did we just bounce off? I don't remember. Something I find boring. Something that people love, but I find super boring. I think MOBAs look like the boringest thing on the planet to me. Like, I don't get the fascination, man. I tried watching Dota once, and I watched it for like 2 hours. Like, I wanted to understand how to play. Like, and I was like, it's all a decision. It's like, you put your guy on here. You follow this lane. Oh, they've blocked that lane. So you got to go to the other lane. You lay down a group here. And I'm just like, it's almost like a board game. If am I reading that right? Like, I still kind of don't get how it works, like MOBAs.
Well, first of all, if you're ever lucky to have a team that knows what they're doing, then it's a lot of waiting. There's a lot of patience. A good match could last a good 30 minutes, which is crazy for me. In my mind, I think that's crazy.
I mean, I've done some like MMO ball charades that have lasted 30 minutes. You know what I mean? Because it's just a war of attrition and a DPS rush. But it just doesn't look fun. It looks like homework. You know what I mean? It looks like you're reading a spreadsheet. And like I get it. Like games like League of Legends are like kind of augmented versions of MOBAs in a weird way, but they still kind of look, oh, it's Tracer. She's running around, but I can't do anything. I just tell her to go somewhere and it will automatically do it. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. It's a step below like traditional RPGs where it's turn based and you just have to strategize your play. It's worse than that. Like right. I can get behind some Baldur's Gate or even some D&D. That's something I wish I was better at. I wish I knew how to run a D&D campaign. That's something I would love to learn how to do. That I like watching and kind of like seeing people ad lib and like the dice roll kind of dictates your success or failure in a situation. Yeah, that's something I would love to kind of sink my teeth into one day. So Gargon could be real. Gargon is my character in all things, for he is the man. What are you looking forward to this week, man?
Well, Sharks just played round 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals, and they won. So they're done with hockey for at least a week until round 2. So I think I'm going to play some Call of Duty. Going to go to my parents, change the oil in my car, and just have a pretty good time.
To that, I say Rangers. Rangers. Not a Rangers fan. I just like saying Rangers. Rangers. Oh, man.
I would assume you're an LA Kings fan. I don't like any
LA teams, funny enough. I barely tolerate the Dodgers. People are going to at me for that. I don't care. Fight me. I'm going to finish Lost in Space. I'm going to do that this week. I'm going to play the hell out of God of War so I'm not spoiled because that comes out tomorrow. So I'm going to start downloading that bad boy bright and early. And I'm going to play through a lot of that. So I'm looking forward to that. I want to buy some stuff for the show, like maybe get a better headset, maybe a new mic, something like that. Maybe like little things here and there. Yes. One thing I want to do is I want to learn how to do 2D rigging. You know what I'm saying? Like 2D animation. So I'm going to take a course on that this weekend, like a weird little internet course. And I'm going to teach myself how to do 2D animation so we can boost some of the video quality for the show. So maybe I can create like little animations of Cosmo, the official mascot of MOTN, and have him bouncing around. He was an inspiration for Cosmo, man. Cosmo is the beast. Cosmo. What's the next line? She is Cosmo, and then someone else said something, and they go Cosmo. Yeah. He's like
Cosmo. I think that's what they all just repeat it.
That's the one. Is that the episode where he stopped short? Yeah. He stopped short on. Okay.
No,
he stopped short on George's mom.
That's funny. Yeah.
And George's dad was like, "I invented to stop short."
I invented to stop short.
Oh man! Other than that, I'm just gonna eat good food and just try to take it easy, man. Just get into this God of War and get my mind right for Infinity War, which is ever looming. Oh man! Any passing thoughts before we close this bad boy out?
For the life of me, I thought the Angels were just an imaginary team from a movie.
I thought the Ducks weren't real for a while. The Ducks weren't real, dude. When I was a kid, I was like, do they do the flying V? They were like, no, that's fiction. Like I was talking to like a hardcore Ducks fan who was really offended that I thought that the Ducks actually do the flying V and they win every game doing that.
Well, the Ducks are trash. Everyone knows it.
Ooh,
they play dirty when it's not going their way. They're a bunch of babies.
Wow.
Go home and get your shine box.
Facts. Dang, cold hard facts by when it started, man. Tell us how you really feel, Doug.
I don't know. Just go home and get your shine box.
Man, you're going to have some angry Ducks fans blowing you up on you got some angry Ducks fans blowing you up on Rocket League. They're going to flock towards you, dude. I don't even know what to say to that. Rangers. We're the Devils. The Devils.
Nice.
Oh, Dios mío. El Diablo.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna try to squeeze it at one Seinfeld reference for every episode of this show, by hook or by damn crook. If you would like to help the show out, you could always visit any of the podcasting outlets that we are on, which is iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, SoundCloud, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Google Play, and I'm working on Spotify. Fingers crossed we can get on there soon. Please leave a like, comment, go nuts in the chat, subscribe, and visit our website, which is mastersofthenerdiverse.com. Just been recently revamped. There you can listen to all of our episodes from day one to now. You can check out some of our artwork from Instagram, and you can even visit our Patreon if you want to throw some shuckles towards the show. It will definitely help. And let us know you're out there. I'm, of course, your host, Mike G.
And I'm your host, Winter Sturdivant.
He is the host, Winter Sturdivant. And we will always ask you to take that one step beyond.